This time we're stepping into the past.
A Victorian row house that's starting to show its age.
100 years and counting.
Wow. Our designer has ideas aplenty.
Color, creativity, and class.
Wow, you could do all that?
So it's out with the old.
Seriously, that fence has got to go.
I am totally with you on that one.
And in with a touch of today.
What are you thinking?
I'm thinking just a hint of modern.
Modern and historic, I'm liking it.
This is awesome.
It's a row house redo on this curb appeal.
You could call Jeff Tompkins a motivated guy. He knows his way around a toolbox and spends all his spare time tackling major home renovations.
Well, I gutted and remodeled the house myself. It took me a solid 10 months. It was a monster of a job, but I loved it.
Jeff's pride and joy is a true modern makeover.
I had to tear down some walls, put in all new lighting, really open the space up. This actually used to be a broom closet. Here's the kitchen, clearly where I spent a lot of time on the house. Some of the details, handmade oak cabinetry. So the tile really follows the cabinetry as you go through the kitchen. It just sort of ties it all together.
But for all that interior sweat equity, when it came time to deal with the outside, Jeff ran out of steam. Washed out pink paint, an overgrown yard, and an unfriendly front door that calls out, "Don't knock on me."
You know, you'd think looking at the front of the house would be motivation enough, but I'm just out of energy. I'm the one that needs a push this time.
Well, when push comes to shove, that's what we're here for. So, do you have any ideas left?
It's a great house, but we've got to get some of the original charm back.
All right, that we can handle.
Designer Julie Weber is highly motivated to whip this Victorian back into shape.
This is a Victorian row house with a lot of federal details, which means it's got very clean lines. It's sophisticated without a lot of fuss. So I want to play off of that, but also highlight some of the Victorian details to really make the whole thing stand out. So I'd really like to bring this house back to its historic roots.
Anyway, we can work in a little bit of modern style.
Old and new? Yeah, I think we can do that.
The two take a closer look around.
Yeah, it's sinking a little.
The walkway here is sinking.
Jeff, this landscaping is the worst. What are these weeds, flowers? I don't know.
You don't like my weeds?
This is a mess.
Yeah, I have to say I have pretty strong opinions about what I like and I don't like, but I'm excited to get another viewpoint on what would work well with the house. So what do you think about these, the columns?
I mean, I think they're great to sit on, but they're ugly. What about the house itself?
You know, I'm not crazy about the color.
Okay. I think we'll definitely have to repaint.
I can tell Julie's pretty opinionated. I can respect that.
Jeff's house really has a lot of potential. It's in great condition, so I think with a few cosmetic changes, we'll be able to make it look how it looked 100 years ago. Jeff, what is this?
I think it's a secret entrance to the house.
What do you keep in there?
I don't know.
In no time, Julie has a plan that'll make this row house the beauty on the block. The facade of the house will go from a not-so-classy pink to a rich cream with a contrasting trim. The look is modern with a Victorian sensibility. For the entry, a new front door in a contemporary style. And right above, the transom in a new stained glass for an artistic touch. The crumbling brick columns and old fence are gone, and in its place are wrought iron fence and colorful plants. Crepe myrtle trees complete the look.
All right, you guys, we have a plan. How are we feeling? Motivated?
I'm totally feeling it, man. I'm gonna dig deep on this one.
All right.
I say just stay positive.
Great advice. Let's get started.
The next day, Julie jumps right in. First on the list, picking out the perfect color.
Jeff's trusting me to try out some color combinations on my own, so I'm going to put them up on the house and bring him out and see what he thinks.
I love surprises, so I'm gonna let Julie run with this one. The salmon color that's up there has got to go, that's for sure. What she puts up there, I just hope it doesn't look like what I'm gonna have for dinner tonight.
When I was picking colors, I was going for something that had historical significance. I wanted something that's in keeping with the time period of the house. I've come with 4 different groups of colors that I'm going to put up on the house.
She starts with a light blue-brown combo.
Looks good.
And works her way onto the earth tones.
I like this combination.
But she's not done yet.
Option number 3, midnight blue and electric blue.
And last but not least,
option number 4, the neutrals.
The verdict?
Okay, so we've got 4 options.
Okay.
Combinations. We've got a house color and a trim color.
Okay.
And some of them I really like, some of them I'm not so sure, but I definitely want your opinion. Okay, stop. Turn around. This is option number 2. It's sort of mustard and like an army green. What do you think?
The green ones, I think, were a real turnoff.
The one I do love is this one, the option number 1.
Yep.
What do you think of that?
I like this color.
Okay.
I'm not sure about this color.
All right, what don't you like about it?
I think it might be too dark. For some reason, Julie's really into those dark colors, but my inner designer's coming out and I'm just not feeling it.
The colors I picked are all natural and in keeping with a historic home. I think a dark, rich color will really make the house pop.
Jeff, what's going on? We're not liking the dark colors.
Well, I get where Julie's going with it. I just think we need some lighter colors.
All right. Well, maybe we need a new designer. Just kidding.
Jeff doesn't seem like he's loving the dark colors. I really hope he trusts me, but ultimately it's his house and I want him to be happy.
So Julie, I think, the green's out.
Okay.
The blues, I'm a little bit on the fence, but I think if I had to choose between the blues and the lighter color, the tan, and kind of the blue-gray.
Okay.
I like those a lot. I worry about the darker colors on the house, so we may have to negotiate a little bit on that point. I don't know if we're going to have to duke it out to see who wins, but we might have to flip a coin.
Well, with this design, it seems like everyone's highly motivated to sticking to their own opinions. Looks like the decision might just come down to heads or tails. When we come back, the secrets of stained glass.
Very sophisticated looking. I like that better.
Our landscape designers on the prowl for plants.
I'm just looking for evergreens, sort of like a loose evergreen.
This makeover's fallen apart. Next. It's decision day for Jeff Tompkins. It's time to pick a new color for his classic row house, and it's all coming down to this. All right, you guys, here it is. Heads, lighter colors, tails, darker colors. Now, are you sure this is how you want to decide? All right, go ahead. All right, do the honors. Quite a toss. Heads, lighter colors it is.
That's what you guys really want. You know, everybody wins because guess what? No more salmon.
Heads it is, and the next day the painting gets underway. It's Goodbye Salmon. The lighter color adds a nice touch that the old pink lacked, but Jeff did compromise on a darker trim color, which makes this Victorian pop. Later, it's on to some natural colors for the front yard with landscape designer Rob Bell. He's on the lookout for some plants sure to spruce up Jeff's yard.
Well, I'm really looking for something that will offset the color of the house, which is very, very light. And I also want something that will bring a little texture into the landscape, especially during the winter when nothing else is blooming.
Rob finds something that might just be what this urban house needs.
Well, this is Solidago. This is a goldenrod, and it's a native plant. It turns bright yellow in the fall, and it's very textural, very airy. As you can see, there's a lot of movement to it.
Next, Rob's looking for some tall plants or trees to help transition the space between road and row house.
Well, this is actually very interesting, and I'm very tempted to use it. It's called a Prunus lusitanica. It's a Portuguese laurel. But the scale is wrong because this will get 10 feet wide and 10 feet tall, and we really have a tiny, tiny garden, so we just can't fit it.
Scratch that. Next.
This is a crepe myrtle, and it's very nice. It's a very attractive specimen, but what we're really looking for is something with multi-stems, because in a small garden, I think multi-stem trees give you more bang for your buck, so to speak. Well, I like